single-handedly broke up my marriage. You're an awful person.
You're 24 years old. Why would I listen to you? Why would you be giving therapy and advice to people who clearly need it? It doesn't make any sense, Ari. This is a horrible idea.
You're listening to
Unlicensed
Therapy with Ari Manis.
I'm going to look at the monitor the whole time.
The entire episode?
I prefer to look at both of us than just you.
Does it still feel personal, like you're engaged in the conversation?
I'm such a weirdo that, like, human connection, it's just going to be weird no matter what. This is just kind of working for
You don't
me.
know how to make human connection?
Not really.
Maybe you're autistic?
No, I think that I'm just always very comfortable. I don't get embarrassed.
Nothing embarrasses you.
I mean, sometimes, but it's...
Have you ever farted loud on accident in a group of people you don't know that well?
No, I'm really good about... I don't even like saying the F word.
Or have you ever tripped and fell in front of someone who you kind of had a crush on?
In high school, I backed up my car into the prettiest girl's car. And that was pretty bad.
You were embarrassed?
That was really
because you felt like a bad driver?
No, because she was always... Like, I was such a geek at this school, and then she was, like, the prettiest, coolest girl, and, like, her dad was a rock star. I don't want to
How'd
say
she
who it was.
react?
She was always so nice to me leading up to that, and she was really nice about it, and that also made it really embarrassing.
So you made you like her even more. You're like, God, she's so cool. I hit her, and she was so cool. I love her, this girl.
I couldn't have liked or loved her any more than I did. I just hated myself even more for not having her.
Are you still in contact with her?
No, but I look at her on Instagram sometimes.
Why don't you DM her?
I don't think she remembers me. She's, like, kind of famous now.
What? Oh.
Yeah.
So she pursued the same business as you.
Not exactly, but she's, like, famous.
Maybe I should DM her.
Her dad's a rock star. And then she spun that into also being famous. But she's a cool person. Like, I'm not saying it was all nepotism. I don't think.
Maybe she'd go out with me if you're too scared to make the move. Maybe I'll have to make the move, teach you a lesson to go for it. If I'm a good friend, I need to teach you. You got to go for it.
I don't want to learn a lesson. Why would I tell you who she is? No, I'm definitely not telling you who she is.
It's good for you if I steal her to be mine because it'll teach you got to go for things.
No, I would have learned that by now. I just like my comfort zone.
You think you would have, but sometimes it just takes that little boost from a good friend.
It's false. People like to think that. It makes you feel like you've made a difference. But you haven't.
I can't make a difference.
Also, if someone doesn't want to receive the help you want to give them, then they're not going to use it, and it's really it's your own ego wanting to feel better than me, like you know better.
Well, sometimes you're not
help
happy about the help, but it's still what's best for you in the long run.
It's not.
You don't know that.
You don't know that either. Then
you're right. I don't know it.
Fine.
All we could do is make our best guesses in this world.
And my guess is that if you're like 35, I've already received the stick many times about being apathetic with trying to, like...
Have you ever had a friend of yours steal a girl you had feelings for? Steal her right from under your grasp? And you go, man, I should have went for it.
Oh, like I would have... I mean, there's a lot of things like that, yeah. So many. Like regrets, I should have done this and then I didn't. But I don't think I've ever really felt like I was... I've had a lot of things happen to me. Lots of stuff like that, yes.
You've been through a lot.
1,000 things
You've been whipped around by the world.
I feel like I've been whipped around a little by some stuff, yeah.
Okay, so how I got these chairs.
You stole them from a hotel.
I stole them from a hotel. Me and my younger brother, Jonah, 18 years old, homosexual male, were building the studio. He's very good at... He's a handyman. Kind of type of man. Mm-hmm. And he was helping me build out the studio, and we needed chairs. That was the last piece because we had this couch, and it was awkward when you sat with people because you had to like turn your neck.
They're great interview chairs.
So we needed chairs. So we're at this hotel for my cousin's wedding, and we see these chairs, and we go, there's so many of these, and these would be perfect for the podcast studio. So we put on orange vests, and we walked into the hotel, and we just each grabbed one and walked out and put it in the car and drove off.
That's not nice. You stole.
Yeah, but it was from like a big... I'm not going to say the name of the hotel, mostly because I don't remember the name of it, but it was like a big chain hotel. They didn't need them.
Like a corporate thing?
Yeah.
Like a Holiday Inn or something?
It was nicer than a Holiday Inn, but yeah.
Another corporate thing. Like a Kimpton?
that I've never heard of that, but yeah, it was like Kimpton.
I wouldn't do that.
You don't steal, period?
No. I mean, I
Do you
think
ever
that's
graze? If you're in Whole Foods and you're
Never.
getting food, you never
No.
take an extra one, just eat it right there?
no.
And in there?
I don't steal. I can't remember the last time I stole something.
Well, I steal.
I may have stolen like baseball cards when I was a kid.
I didn't steal when I was a kid. I steal more as an adult.
And
I've
I
grown
stole
into it.
some stuff from my parents, like money or something like that.
I've never done that.
Not like money, but my parents had a drawer of foreign money when they traveled, and they'd come back and have like 20 euros and some whatever. And then I would take that and then go exchange it at the money exchange. But I've already
Whoa.
told my mom about that.
And
I've
what'd
come
she
clean.
say?
She was just like, I didn't know you did that. I just thought your sisters did.
She she was like, I didn't expect that from you. You were the sweet innocent Benji.
You know what else I did? After and around the time of my bar mitzvah, some people who don't come will mail checks.
Uh-huh.
And because my mom would intercept every check and then put it in like a safety
She
account.
wouldn't let you spend it.
No, it was all going in a
willy-nilly.
safety account. But
Mine did the
sometimes
same thing. What a
I
bitch,
would
huh?
get to the checks before her and then deposit them.
See, I
And keep it.
was...
She thought that was
how old?
dishonest,
You were
too.
12 at this time? 13?
I'm 13.
When I was 13,
intercepting
I didn't
checks.
know how to deposit a check. I wouldn't even know what to do with a check if they gave me a check.
I did.
Wow.
I got an ID. I had my ID from my school, like my middle school ID. And I went to the market that had a bank in it, and I figured it out. I think I went in
That's
once.
smart.
Yeah, and they were like, well, you need an ID and you need this. And I'm like, okay. I remember there were store guys, because I think the store uses City National Bank.
The Comedy Store?
Yeah. And when I know all you store guys now are all rich, but everyone used to be really poor.
I think I'm one of the richest door guys, and I'm not rich.
Well, people used to be so poor that store guys didn't even have checking accounts. That's how poor they were. And so they would take their store checks to...
Oh, to one of those cash for checks places.
And then I taught them. I was like, just go to City National Bank. It's right on Doheny down the street, and you don't have to pay those fees. They'll just give you cash. And I remember one store guy being like, I had no idea. And I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Not
I think, okay, I guess it is people have more money now because most of the door guys now have checkings accounts.
Yeah.
But still, they're living check to check. They need that Comedy Store money.
I bet. Yeah,
they're
it's
not.
expensive
They're not
city.
rich. They're definitely.
But you guys sell the booths now. There used to not be booth selling.
Yeah, but that's changed. That someone ratted us out.
Oh, really?
So yeah, there's no more booth selling anymore.
Oh,
or now there is still
no.
booth selling, but it's the legal booth selling. $40 a booth, just the 4 booths in the back. That's it.
Oh, okay. That's what I think we had. But we used to sell them for 20.
Yeah, well, there was a period. I don't know if I should even say this on a podcast, but it's ended now. But there was a period, I'm not going to say names, where some people may have sold them for more than 40. They may have sold some booths that weren't supposed to be sold as well. So they were...
Oh, so random people would come in and be like, we'll give you $500. Just give us a booth. We don't even have tickets.
It was never that much, but it was maybe 60 or 80 instead of the 40. Or,
so we don't have tickets.
Or
and that's-
maybe all the 4 booths that were supposed to sell or those back booths were already sold, and someone said, hey, can I buy a booth?
And you sell
We'd
one of
say,
the back ones.
Yeah.
Oh, we used to do that. I think that's okay.
Yeah, but then eventually they cracked down. The management at the store cracked down.
Well, it's more corporate now. I feel like.
It does feel that way.
Yeah, so it makes sense that wouldn't.
But it's
still be a thing.
actually not more corporate. They just have more people.
No, it's
Yeah.
more corporate.
It's still owned by the Shores. It's not a corporation.
No, I don't mean that. I mean just in the way it's being run.
Yeah.
It's being run more like a traditional.
Yeah,
corporate
it's
thing.
being ran like a business.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
they penny pinch and they make moves to save $1,000 a month.
I think they have their reasons. They got their
Yeah, money.
yeah.
Money makes the world go round.
Yeah, people love
I get
money.
it.
I like
People
money
like-
too.
I don't like it.
You don't?
But I want more of it. Just because you can't deny there's things you need money for.
Why don't you like money?
It creates superficialness. It creates... I just don't really like the idea.
Superficialness?
And it's not a word?
It's just so vague. Like, what are you even saying?
I don't know. Okay, so like people with too much money, then they start buying Gucci wallets and things they don't need.
Materialism.
And then materialism, and then you have women who only like guys who have a lot of money.
So
and
what
they're
you're saying is
attracted
mo
to
money, mo problems.
More money, more problems, and it's just. I would like to think that if I got $10 million right now, I wouldn't change much in my life.
You totally would.
What do you think I would change?
You'd get a nicer place to live, and you'd have
No.
a nicer studio.
No, with a studio maybe.
Ari, of course you would. Shut up.
I wouldn't.
Shut up, Ari.
I like my apartment.
Yeah, but if you had $10 million, you would.
You know what I
definitely
would do?
move out.
You know what I would do? I
Talking
wouldn't
about.
move out, but you know what I would do? There's a wine stain on my dining room chair, one of my chairs. I haven't changed it yet because I'd have to buy all 4 new chairs right now. I can't just buy one individual chair.
I can't even hear.
And
this.
I would buy all 4 chairs to fix the wine stain.
You would move.
I wouldn't move.
I'd stop talking to you if you had $10 million and you didn't move.
I wouldn't move.
You would.
I wouldn't.
I don't think you fully understand what $10 million would
You know what
feel
I would
like
do?
in terms of your ability and what you can do now.
I wouldn't move, but you know what I would do? I would take more vacations, and I might get an apartment in New York City as well and be bi-coastal. But I wouldn't move.
I almost believe that. But your apartment in New York would be dope.
No, it wouldn't.
You'd get a
It'd be
shitty apartment in
It
New
wouldn't be
York.
shitty. It would be similar to this.
What are you trying? Are you trying to prove something?
I'm not trying to prove something. I'm saying that's the type of guy I am.
You don't want a backyard?
Maybe if I had a family, but as of right now, I wouldn't use.
You don't want a
backyard.
cool pool? You don't want a backyard and a pool and a view? Have you been to a house with a backyard, a pool, and a
It's
view?
nice, but it's
nice.
more problems, more money, more problems. I don't want to take care of a pool. Then I have to hire a pool guy. I don't want to do that.
Let me break down $10 million for you, okay? You could invest like all of it.
That's
or
what maybe
not
I do
most
that.
of it, and then take $1 million of it, put down $1 million on a house, and it'll be really nice, and you're like pretty chill. And you've invested $9 million of it.
So if you're putting $1 million on a house, so what is it? A $3 million house? What's the?
You could just buy $1 million house.
Yeah, but $1 million house in LA gets
fine.
you a little dinker in the valley.
Okay, fine. You put down $1 million on a $3 million house, sure.
Okay, so it would be a house in this area, small, quaint.
You take all that other millions, you invest it, and now because you have investments, you have money coming in all the time, and your life is chill.
If I bought a house with that money, a $3 million house in this area, a little nice, cute house, I wouldn't live. I'd stay living in my apartment and I'd rent out the house, and it would just be a thing to have.
So stupid. I don't even believe you. I don't believe you.
So you think if I had money, I would change?
I don't think that's changing. That's just you're someone with money now, so you get a nicer place to live.
Well, maybe I would keep my Prius, my 2008 Prius, with 95,000 miles on it.
Again, it's like pretentious. What you're saying is pretentious for so many reasons.
It's not pretentious.
It's totally pretentious.
The car gets me from A to B. It's all I need.
It's pretentious to drive a car that you had the interior done in Mexico with 90,000
Yeah, but it's actually a
miles.
nicer interior than if I were to get factory leather from Toyota. That's nicer leather.
If I met someone with $15 million who drove your car, I wouldn't like them.
I disagree.
I'd say you're a fake.
No, a fake is someone who buys really fancy shit with their money.
No, that's just someone who just gets stuff that they like. Life is good.
Why can't you agree that it could be both? You could be the type of guy that gets fancy shit, and you could be,
I'm not saying get fancy stuff. I'm just saying, like, if you had 15 million, you could upgrade it to a more comfortable, normal thing, and you still wouldn't be like living lavishly. You don't have to get a $3 million house. You could just get a small house or a nicer apartment or something like that.
But I
Just
like my
upgrade.
apartment. I don't need to upgrade. You know what I do wish it had? A built-in washer and dryer.
You could just go somewhere and get a washer and dryer. and you'd
Instead,
have
I
the
would
money.
hire a plumber. I'd spend a few $1,000s to get a
See,
plumber.
that's stupid.
Why?
Why are you doing improvements to someone else's apartment that you don't even own? And why are you
Because
throwing money
it would
away?
still, even
You're
if I
paying their
spent,
equity.
even if I spent
While you
$3
could
grand,
be saving money doing something smart and putting money into the house that you own.
even if I spent $3 grand to get a washer and dryer built in, it would still, in the long run of living there, be way cheaper than getting a more expensive
You don't
place.
know that. You're just creating a story in your head. You could buy a house that's worth $1 million and you live there for 10 years, and then 10 years later it's worth $4 million. You've made a bunch of money in equity, and you've
Maybe.
actually been throwing money away here, paying rent towards nothing.
All
So
right, you have
you're
a
just
good point.
creating a negative story.
You have a good point.
So you can feel cool that you drive a shitty car.
I don't feel
and
cool.
live in a medium apartment when you have $15 million.
I don't feel cool.
All right.
I mean, sometimes I feel cool, but not right now. Not in this hypothetical scenario.
Yeah, we're doing a podcast in your garage.
Yeah, and it's pretty cool. Why need more than
It's
this?
pretty cool, but
You're too picky.
I'm not picky.
You're judging me based off
I'm-
my fictional money that I don't have.
Yeah, because I think you don't know. It shows that you don't know yourself.
Okay, here's what you have. Here's what we'll have to do.
Mm-hmm.
You give me $10 million, and we'll see.
I don't have 10 million to give you.
I know, but you will probably within 6 months, I'd say.
It
6
doesn't
months
seem
to a
like
year.
it, but yeah, that's not what I'm in it for, I guess.
Oh, you're not in it for that.
No, I'm not. But I'm not
Looks-
pretentious about what I would do with money if I had it.
Okay. All right.
I would do something normal, like get a house, invest it, blah, blah, blah. Get a washer and dryer in a house I live in. Instead of buying it for some guy whose apartment I rent from. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd get a nice podcast studio because I like doing podcasts. I'll make it really nice. I'll invite people. I'll let other comics use my studio because I'm a nice guy.
I let other comics use this.
I know, but what if you had an even nicer one? Imagine how happy they'd be.
Yeah.
Imagine if you could tell your friends, hey, I have a house with a view and I've got all this food. It's really fun. And I built a studio. If you ever want to do your podcast there, just come by. We'll have a great time.
A real Jeff Ross type, huh?
No, I think it's okay to receive the good things in life. And if you accept them and let yourself have them with a giving energy, it's a positive thing. It's not this selfish thing where you.
If I had 10 million, instead of buying a house, I would take a year off and travel the world.
Great, wonderful, beautiful.
Is that acceptable?
Yeah.
Okay. So if it's one thing I know about you,
Mm-hmm.
you listen to my podcast religiously.
Never.
Really?
I don't like podcasts.
None?
None.
Not even like science podcasts or history podcasts? Or murder podcasts? You ever listen to Serial Season 1?
I didn't like it.
You listened and didn't like it?
Yeah.
Wow.
I like I do the TED NPR radio hour, and I listen to a baseball podcast, the Baseball Tonight podcast, and that's it.
Good for you.
No.
So the premise of my podcast
Yeah.
is...
Unlicensed therapy?
So yeah, I have my friends come in, and I know a lot of things. So do you, but I'm probably a lot smarter and know more.
Probably not. Definitely not.
And I will give you advice and fix your life if you have any problems.
I don't.
You have no problems?
Nope.
Everyone's got problems. Jay-Z's got problems.
Yeah, but I don't think it's a problem to have problems.
What do you mean?
I think life was just going to throw different things at you. Sometimes you're happy, sometimes you're sad, sometimes you're emotional, sometimes you don't feel anything. It's
Yeah.
like the human experience.
Everyone's got something that stresses them out.
I guess, yeah, but mine aren't something that need to be worked on. They're more like momentary things.
You have no problem that needs to be worked on.
I mean, any problem that I need to work on, I'm already working on.
Yeah, but I could help you get there faster. I could fix it.
I don't need your help.
You don't need it, but you could use it. Fix it faster.
You think you can help me with the problems I have that I work on?
Absolutely. I could fix them way better than you could.
Okay. But I do fix them. Like, for example, sometimes I'm not patient.
You're impatient.
And then I'll tell myself, "Hey Benji, you're being impatient in this moment. Calm yourself down." And then I will. So that's an example of like, I don't need your help. There's a problem. Sometimes impatience as a feeling emerges in me, and when it does, I recognize it. For me, it's mostly just about consciousness and staying in my present and knowing what I'm feeling and what's going on.
That's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one type of problem that maybe I couldn't help you with that much, but maybe there's a goal you have that you haven't fulfilled yet. Maybe you're lonely at night. Maybe you wish you need relationship advice. Maybe you're in a fight with a friend or a family member.
You see, the trouble with what you're doing to me right now is that you're basically asking me to operate or that to admit that I'm operating from a place of lack where something is wrong with me. And I don't
There's something wrong with everyone. No one's perfect.
No, I actually think I am perfect and the world is perfect and everything's unfolding all the time exactly how it's supposed to.
You don't think that.
I do.
You don't wake up and go,
I do.
life is perfect and I am perfect.
No, maybe not the first moment when I wake up, but eventually I get to a place, or I try to, where I'm sort of accepting myself and my humanity and the world as I'm experiencing it. I'm just accepting it as it comes despite what's going on.
I don't buy it.
You don't buy it?
No. You're not like I like you. You're a nice guy.
Yeah.
You've been nothing but nice to me. You've been great. I'm
Yeah.
not saying you're the most unhappy person in the world, but you're definitely not the happiest, most content person in the world.
Yeah, but I'm okay. That's part of my thing. I accept that. I don't view that as a problem.
You complain.
So
So
I like complaining.
okay, so complain. What's something you could have to complain about that I could help you with that gives you some? I want to make it so you have less to complain about.
But I want to have my complaints.
You'll have new things to complain about. Let's fix your current complaints, and then you could have a new batch. Today's episode of the podcast is brought to you by Myro. Myro delivers amazing, natural, effective deodorant that looks as good as it smells. It's unisex. You could use it if you're a guy or a girl. They just sent me some. And I really like it. I've gotten some compliments on the way that I smell, and I feel good at the same time. It's nice to know I'm not using some sort of weird chemical that some of the other major brands of deodorants may use to cut down on cost and whatnot. This formula is hardworking, long-lasting, and it has no toxic anything. No aluminum, no parabens, talc mineral oil, or triclosan. I'm really happy to have gotten to try this, and I'm going to be using it from here on out. You can try it as well. Get 50% off your first order and get started today for just $5. Visit mymiro.com/unlicensed therapy and use promo code unlicensed therapy. Yeah, get 50% off your first order and get started today for just $5. Visit mymiro.com/unlicensed therapy and use promo code unlicensed therapy. That's mymiro, mymyro.com.
I mean, I could just name a million things.
Let's start with one.
But it's dumb because it's like, I want more love in my life. Everyone wants more love in their life. I want more money. Everyone wants more money. I want to be better looking. Everyone wants to be better looking.
Not everyone. Well, the better looking we can't fix. I mean, there's someone who could, but you look fine, and I can't fix that. The more money, again, you got more money than me. I can't really help you there. The love, there's something I could help you with. I'm a relationship expert. I'm really good with love. I've had over 5 girlfriends.
I'm not looking to change the amount of love I have in my life right now. I'm very happy with where it's
You
at.
just said you're looking for more love.
Anybody wants more love, but that doesn't mean
Not anyone, not a married man with a family and friends.
I disagree. Because love can be a puppy walks by and you go, oh my God, I love that puppy. It's
And
so
you're
cute.
Speaking of that, you're in the market for a puppy.
Exactly. I am. I have a puppy.
That's very
coming.
nice.
Yeah.
And I think that'll help you attract more female specimens as well.
I'm totally good with my female stuff. But if I see a female who I like and things start happening, or a puppy or whatever it is, then I welcome that love into my life.
Yeah.
But I don't ever view like the amount of love I have in my life. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm exactly as loved and giving as much love as I'm supposed to be giving right now.
Sure, but I'd like to see you get married within the next 3 to 5 years.
Sure, if that's what's meant to be.
Well, I'm going to make that meant to be.
Okay, but here's the thing. What if in the next 3 to 5 years, let's say I write a movie that's I love, and then I make it, and then I'm a star, and then this and that, and the next 3 to 5 years of my life is a journey of the world, touring on this 3-movie thing I wrote, and my life is too busy to fall in love, and I wouldn't want to.
If she's the one, she'll either wait patiently with a long distance relationship, she'll come with you, it'll work out.
Yeah, but if that's not what's meant to be in that moment, and in that moment I'm supposed to be like, oh my God, I'm world famous right now, I should deal with that. And that's what
Plenty of world famous people find love.
Yes, I'm just giving you an example. I really have like goals of being world famous. The point is the next 3 to 5 years of my life might look like many things, and maybe falling in love isn't something that's going to actually help me or something that I actually want.
It will.
Okay. So you're a psychic?
No, you're a 35-year-old man.
Getting there.
Your siblings are all married or divorced.
Yep.
It's your turn now.
I'm just get married, have kids?
Yeah.
All right.
You'd be a great dad.
Thanks, man.
You'd play good catch with them.
Thanks, man. You also got to be a husband. That's part of it.
Yeah, that's a bonus, but the kids
No, I'm
was
saying you
most
have to be a
important.
good husband, too.
Sure,
Yeah.
but the kids was most important.
I mean, it can
Kids
be,
priority
but
number
if your
one.
relationship isn't good, that can be taxing, and it's not a positive thing.
Yeah, but you have the potential to be a good husband.
Of course, yeah.
I see that in you.
Yeah, but it depends on the person.
Because you're perfect, like you said earlier.
Exactly.
You're
Now
perfect,
you're getting it.
so you'd be a perfect husband because everything's perfect.
Exactly.
So what I think you should do
Yeah.
is go to a Dodger game and sit in the singles section.
There's no single section at Dodger
Let's
Stadium.
start one. And it's a great way to meet your perfect girl because you love the Dodgers. So what do you need in a girl? Similar interests.
Okay.
Dodgers.
Fine. I'll go to a Dodger
girl.
game with you, and we can try to meet girls if you want to.
I've never done that. Have you?
No, I've actually never had the balls.
Yeah, I can't approach women at a Dodgers game.
The
but
two
I could.
places that are really intimidating, Dodger games and yoga class.
So you've gone to yoga class and you've wanted to talk to girls. You've just been a little intimidated. Here's another.
There's
thing.
always the hottest girls in yoga, and I'm always like, I should. And I've been doing yoga my whole adult life, and I think I once DM'd a teacher, and she didn't respond.
You went, of all the people, you go for the teacher?
I went for her teacher.
You go
DM'd
big,
her.
huh?
She didn't respond. But after 14,
Did it say
like
red?
14, 15 years of doing Bikram classes and all the hot girls I've been around, I finally got the courage.
Did
to
it say
DM her.
red?
I don't think it did, no.
Okay. Here's how you meet a girl in yoga class. I've never done it, but I know how.
Yeah.
Instead of thinking to yourself, I want to be with this girl, you have to think to yourself, I want to get to know this girl. So maybe you say,
How do you know I don't already do that? I do that.
okay, well then maybe.
You project a lot. You project a lot of problems onto people.
Why are you attacking me right now? I'm here to help you.
Oops, sorry.
So maybe you say to the girl, hey, I'm doing a show this weekend at the Comedy Store, and it would really mean a lot if you guys could come.
This is what you want me to do at a yoga class?
Yeah.
Announce to the class?
If you're friendly with some people, you go, hey, I'm doing a show this weekend if you're
I'm
free.
not friendly with people.
Well, there's your problem.
Well, it's a weird time to be friendly with people.
No, it isn't. You could always be friendly.
I do Bikram yoga. It's 90 minutes. It's really hot.
After you could go, man, that was great. Or not, man.
It's
you
not.
say.
It's like you're sweaty. You're like going through like an intense thing.
Yeah, so you go, that was intense. I think I'm going to feel great later from this. What do you think? Small talk, baby.
It's just not as easy as you think. I'm going through an intense cleanse after that 90-minute class. It's intense.
Yeah, exactly. So you say those feelings to the person you're with, and they go, I'm glad you said that. I feel the same way. Boom, you just started a relationship.
I don't think I did.
Hey, do you like the Dodgers? I like the Dodgers. You going to watch the Dodger game tonight? Hey, I'm Benji. Are you going to watch the Dodger game tonight?
I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I know you don't want to because it's scary, and you're scared to take that leap.
It's stupid.
It's not stupid.
It's stupid.
It's not stupid.
It's stupid.
I know you've downloaded dating apps. This is that.
You know what? Call a yoga studio and be like, hey, what's your policy on hitting on girls?
It's not hitting on girls to say, are you going to watch the game tonight?
Then what is it? You're
Small
trying.
talk. You could say that to a man. That's how you know if it's hitting on girls.
It's
Could
hitting
you
on
say
a
that
girl
same
if
thing
your
to-
motives are to get something out of it. So small talk plus motives equals hitting on a girl. Hitting on a girl can be, what's your sign? That's not, I want to date you right now, be my wife, and I want to own you.
You're right. That is hitting on a girl.
Small talk. It's
but
hitting on a girl.
It's easy to cover that up. So if someone's like, you were hitting on her, you could say, no, I wasn't. I was making conversation
Feels
because I'm a friendly
divisive,
guy.
and that's not how I want to get to know someone. And I know that was your advice: get to know them. And I don't want to get to know people based off divisive behavior where I'm manipulating them.
You're manipulating me right now.
There you go. There you go.
I feel manipulated.
Why?
I don't know. It's just the way you make me feel.
Well, you can't just say these are my feel and not even. That's
These
not
are my
good.
feelings. Sometimes you can't explain things. Sometimes you just feel them.
Well, if
So
you can't
a
even
visceral
explain,
feeling
if you
in
can't
your
even
gut.
explain it, then that feeling's your fault. If you can't even articulate what it is and why it's my fault, then it's not my fault.
It is your fault.
No, then explain it. Explain the feeling to me. Explain what I said and what I did. Otherwise, I can't take responsibility for everyone just saying feelings that they're having because of me.
You have to think. You have to close your eyes and think about it deep down, and you'll realize what you did.
I really don't.
You manipulated me.
How did I manipulate you? Because I used what you said earlier against you to show.
Yeah.
But it's because you needed to be manipulated.
Oh, so the truth comes out. You manipulated me because I
didn't
needed to
manipulate
be.
you.
You just said you did because I needed to be.
I didn't. What I used is your own logic against you. You manipulated yourself, and I just revealed it to you.
I can't wrap my head around all this.
I can't either.
So
You're the therapist.
So who won? Me or you?
There's no winning or losing here, man.
I think I won.
You think you won what?
The game.
What game?
The game to see who could win or lose on the therapy battle.
Was that a therapy battle? We didn't even talk about you.
No, this podcast is about you. They don't want to hear about me.
So then it's not a therapy battle. Therapy battle would be now I do therapy on you and see what I do.
All right, try it. You've been to real therapy, right?
Yeah, of course.
I never have. Try it.
You haven't?
Nope. Because I'm perfect. Because I'm perfect the way I goddamn am.
Oh yeah, how so?
I look great. I feel great. Everyone likes me.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Does that require work or anything?
No, it's just my natural ability. Natural born gift from God.
So effortlessly, without
Good genetics, I guess.
So without effort, your life is great.
Yeah.
No problems?
Not that I could think of.
So you're essentially doing exactly what I did.
Oh, you don't like it, do you?
No, you don't have your own game. You lose.
Give you a taste of your own medicine. Doesn't feel good on the therapist side of things, does it? It's hard to give therapy to someone like that, isn't it? Is that what you say to your therapist? You walk in, how's it going, Benji? It's going great. I don't know why I'm here. You don't say that to your therapist, do you?
No, I just talk about my week and he asks me questions.
Tell me about your week.
It's been a good week. I had some like good like meeting stuff happening, which is good.
Oh, for your comedy thing that you do?
Yeah.
Nice.
I've been booking some gigs in August, which I'm excited
Some
about.
stand-up comedy gigs?
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, and then I'm going to a wedding this weekend, which I'm also looking forward to.
Oh, is it a friend, family members?
Friend I grew up with getting married in Chicago, and then I'm going to go see Tool the next night.
So you're going to Chicago this weekend for a wedding. That's awesome.
For a wedding and Tool, yeah.
And are you bringing anyone, or are you going by yourself?
I'm going alone. It's also odd because this is a guy I grew up with, but I'm mostly friends with all my townie friends who I grew up with. But he lives in New York, and I'm one of the only ones who like kept in touch with him. And so I'm going kind of solo to see. So it's a kind of interesting that I'm the one that sustained the friendship out of all of us with him.
And you're kind of proud of that.
I like the guy a lot.
And you're happy for him? Have you met this
Yeah.
bride-to-be?
Yeah, I have.
And she's awesome?
Yeah, great girl.
And do you plan on meeting any of the bridesmaids?
I've never been really good at like meeting girls at weddings or at all, so I don't really look at it that way.
That's not true. I've heard several girls you've met in your life.
I'm good if I like have a few meetings. Like a girl, like one night we meet, like fireworks don't happen, but like we hang out a few times and she gets to know me, and then maybe it's okay. But it usually takes a little context.
Got it. So you're going to go to the Tool concert by yourself as well?
I am, yeah.
Do you do that a lot? Go to concerts by yourself?
I don't know. I guess
Sometimes.
I could. Yeah, sometimes.
You're fine with it.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm going to Bali by myself.
Oh, right. You told me about that.
Tonight. And I'm terrified. Not really not like actually terrified.
Don't be.
I'm not terrified. Maybe that's the wrong word, but like I've never traveled like this by myself.
Okay. You're going to have a great time. Do you want some advice? Because I've traveled a lot alone.
Sure.
Have some books to read.
Okay.
I don't usually think they're worth it at all, but I think I found the last time I traveled, I had my iTunes watch, so I knew all my steps and stuff, and I did like a lot of walking in all these places I was traveling, so it was like kind of cool to be like, whoa, I walked like 13 miles of Paris today. It was actually kind of cool. But usually I think it's not necessary for me. I'm not someone who's like looking at my steps, but I found that when I was traveling, it was nice. Have stuff to read. Have Netflix stuff downloaded onto your phone and stuff to
For
watch.
the flight? Or
Yeah,
just
for the
in general?
flight. Yeah, just because then you don't have to. Then you have it even if you don't have Wi-Fi. You can always be like, oh, I can watch The Office. Because
Right.
on Amazon and Netflix, you can download stuff
Okay.
on their streaming services.
Okay.
Do dating apps so you can meet people if you're gonna be alone.
You've done that?
Yeah, I've met people while traveling on dating apps. Yeah.
I'm really bad with dating apps.
Well, when you're alone and you're traveling, you're going to be a little more lenient because you'll be like, okay, I don't know if you're, but Bali, there's going to be a ton of Americans, and I think you're going to be fine. And you're chatty enough. I think that's a good place to go to alone.
Do you think?
But I do know that some parts of Bali are a little more coupley, romantic and stuff. So maybe make sure you're
to try to avoid those a little bit.
Yeah, or like just be like, yeah, or go, but no, like, oh, I've been told this island's really good for couples or like more romantic vibes. Maybe I'll only spend a night or two there and then go to the other parts or the beaches or whatever.
Do you think I should stay in a hostel or a hotel?
I would try both. See whatever is vibe.
Have you stayed in hostels before? I can't imagine you staying in hostels.
No, I don't know.
You would know if you've stayed in a hostel before.
Maybe.
A hostel is you share a room with other people.
I don't need you to explain to me what it is.
So you've never stayed in a hostel?
I think I may have.
You haven't. You would know.
Well, I did like camping trips as a teenager, and
Not a hostel. That's a camping trip. Two different things.
yeah, but no, it was like a thing, an organized trek or
Yeah,
excursion.
it's great. It's awesome. Not a
But
hostel.
sometimes we might have stayed in hostels. I don't quite remember. I think I stayed in hostels in Israel when I was a teenager, maybe, or a young person.
You should take a hostel trip.
I think I'm too old for that. I'm 35.
I think most people there are 35.
No, it's mostly people in their early 20s.
So,
Done a lot of hostel
so then am I
gigs,
too
too.
old for a hostel? 29.
You're younger than me in spirit.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you're like more like in the world, and like you're like I'm more of like an old man in my ways.
It's cool that
than
I
you.
appear that way, but I'm very old man ways.
Dude, you
My
run a,
favorite thing to do is do nothing. That's my favorite thing.
yeah, but you run like a comedy show in your living room. You're like always active, like doing stuff. Like you're very like you have the heart of a young man still.
Wow.
I do not.
You run comedy shows? You had your own TV show.
Yeah, no, I'm just like I said. I believe you have the heart of a young man still.
You know what someone who runs a comedy show is doing?
Hmm.
Not running their own TV show.
I guess, but I think in ways I have the heart of a young man too. But you are more so. You are younger in spirit, sir.
And do you think I'm better looking?
You're probably better looking than me, yeah.
Oh,
on
that's
average.
nice of you. I didn't think that. I was just wanted to see what you'd say.
I mean, I could see someone looking at us like apples and oranges, but overall, I'd say, yeah, you're probably better looking.
I don't think that's true. I have a lot
Take
of
a look. We have a monitor of us right here.
I have a lot of scars. My face looks puffy right now. I have moles all over my body.
You do?
I'm a little chubby. You have a better body than me.
I'm
I think
chubby.
I think literally the only advantage I have over you is I might be like an inch taller.
Maybe.
Think
But that
that's
goes
it.
a long way. An inch would go a long way.
Yeah,
Could sit up a little more. Taller. There we go.
that's about it. That's all I have. So you had good meetings. You're going to Chicago. I'm going to go see Tool. You're excited.
Mm-hmm.
You're happy.
I've also have a podcast too, so I did that this week. That's been really encouraging.
You just got on iTunes. Congratulations.
Thank you. I did Mother's Day stuff. That was nice.
With your mom?
I saw my mom. I saw my grandma. I saw my sisters who are mothers. Yeah.
Wow.
Mhm.
Did you feel like now that your sisters are mothers, you were because normally you have to spend it with your mom. Did you still feel allegiance to your mom, or now it was like sisters and mom?
Well, my sisters have the same mom, so we all just flock to the mom, and then it's like a thing.
Right.
Yeah.
But you didn't feel like you had to.
I didn't get my sisters gifts.
Yeah, you didn't get your.
Just my mom and my grandma.
Ooh, what'd you get your mom and grandma?
I got my grandma chocolates, these fancy chocolates, and then I got my mom a really nice candle.
And they liked it.
Yeah.
That's so nice of you.
Yeah.
I haven't got my mom a gift. I didn't get my mom a gift on Mother's Day. I just called her and said Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, you're like, probably not that good of a son.
I was also not in town. I didn't see it. I couldn't
Send
see it.
flowers. You find the florist down the street and just have them send flowers.
Yeah, I could have done that. I didn't.
Yeah.
I
Do it
should
next
have.
Yeah.
Do you think it's too late now to send them now for Mother's Day?
No.
So I should send them today. I should get flowers sent to her.
Sorry I missed Mother's Day. I was having a crazy day. Or sound like you're really rich now, so she's proud. Be like, I told my assistant to send the flowers and they fucked up. You know how it is finding help nowadays.
She would
Sorry about the
definitely
late Mother's Day
not
gift.
believe me.
Sorry about the late Mother's Day gift. Love you. You're the best mom in the world. Here's some
You're the
flowers.
best mom in the world?
Yeah, do something nice for your mom.
But she can't be the best mom in the world.
Just say something nice and give her flowers.
Okay.
You
I will.
came out of her.
Is that enough?
What do you mean? Is that enough?
People, I get that a lot. Like, you have to love your mom. You came out of her. Do I have to love her for that? What if
Yeah.
she wasn't a good mom?
I think was she not?
Wasn't the best mom.
1 to 10.
5.
Do you forgive her?
Maybe.
I'd find out if you forgive your mom. That's an important thing.
And
Boom. Beat you in therapy.
I forgive her right now.
Then send flowers.
Sunflowers? Okay. Yeah, we get along better now.
Yeah.
All right, sunflowers. We're going to take a couple calls from some listeners who want your advice on things. And by yours, I mean whichever guest I have.
Okay, cool.
Okay, hold on one sec. What the fuck?
Am I bad at podcasts?
I mean, you have your own, so how could you be?
I feel like I'm not like funny. I'm not like charismatic. I'm just kind of like talking. But some people are like, you know, they're like, they come in like
They come in hot
they're funny. They're
with high
charismatic.
energy.
Yeah.
I think you're decent at podcasts.
Okay. But I'm not like exciting.
You're not like the best podcast guest in the world, but you're definitely not the worst. Not even,
Right.
not even close to the worst.
Right.
This is from Prince Ali. Do you think this is his real name?
I don't know.
Prince Ali.
So in the last 2 to 3 years, I came out of the closet. I moved to LA from New York City, quitting my job to become an actor. I was a former money laundering investigator, became a vegan. Spirituality hit me hard, and
Sounds so sad.
it's affecting my mental health. I came to LA, I didn't know anyone, and it got really lonely and stressful, and I tried to commit suicide, started drugs and all these crazy things, and it's like, maybe therapy's an option for me. I don't even know at this point, but there you have it.
It's intense.
Is that real?
Yeah.
Someone sent you that from the internet?
Someone sent me that from the internet. Sent it to me a few months ago, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I mean, if you have drug problems and it sounds like you're going through stuff, like I think you have to like you have to go into a program. You have to go to like I don't know how deep you are into drugs, but you have to like detox, do that, go to rehab, and then get into like a sober living situation. And
So you're saying step 1, get off the drugs.
yeah.
I think that's step 2, personally.
Okay.
Step 1, change your name from Prince Ali to something else. People aren't going to take you seriously.
It could be a fake name. So
If that's your real name, change it.
yeah, he's got to get off drugs.
Yeah, get off drugs. Get clean.
Just go get clean, and it'll give you like a clear head to reapproach your life and be the person you want to be.
Yeah, and it'll be such a battle to get clean. You'll come out with motivation.
Yeah,
to
and you'll be
help
stronger.
Fix other things.
It'll be easier. Yeah, but you gotta just I would check in somewhere. And
But
just
yeah, I
get
mean,
stuff.
think about it this way. You just came out of the closet. You're free. You're in LA. A lot of gay people here. Get clean. Meet some guys to spend your life with. Life is good.
I mean, that's a lot. I would just take it a step at a time.
Get clean.
Yeah, don't like make them fall in love.
Not fall in love, but just go out there
No,
and have a
yeah.
little fun as a newly out of
Yeah.
the closet gay man.
Yeah, there's good times out there. Just get your health together.
Yeah. Don't have the good times with drugs.
Yeah, unless you have your shit together. Some people can do drugs. Some people can't. It
Right.
sounds like you're having a hard time. So maybe you turn to drugs for yeah, you gotta.
Okay, we're going to take a call. One more call. This is from Francesca Fabiani.
Okay. Francesca, are you illiterate?
How do you know she isn't a weird one and it's Francesca?
Can't
Wouldn't
read.
Jessica be CH?
So comedy store to just not know how to read.
I mean, I know how to read the basics. I'm not a pro reader.
The basics.
I have to be a pro reader now?
You can play the hits of.
I wrote a book, for God's sakes.
Yeah. Sure.
You're rude. You used to be nice. This is the old Benji. This is Benji potluck host that I had on my podcast today.
Oh no.
Okay, Francesca Fabiani.
Hi, I'm calling from Los Angeles, California. I'm just calling because I've been having some family problems lately, and I was wondering if you could offer me some advice. So, my parents just moved to LA, and we've always been really close, but they've also always lived on the East Coast. And now that they've moved here, I just feel really overwhelmed. Like they're always at our house, trying to change the furniture around, trying to change the art, trying to influence decisions I make with my kids. And they're both retired, so it's really important to me to make sure they feel valued, but I also don't want to hurt their feelings.
Boundaries are
Something
important.
You could relate to this one, right?
You gotta have boundaries with everybody. It's part of having a relationship with people can be the boundaries. Because if you don't have boundaries, it'll ruin the relationship, and then you don't want to have a relationship. So you have to learn how to have boundaries where they don't annoy you all the time and are always in your shit, and you have to learn to communicate that while keeping your relationship good with them. But
Yeah.
it sounds like you just have to communicate with them, and if they're not rational people, then like, you know, you don't want to put out your husband or your family or your boyfriend or whatever's going on. You know, you don't want your parents to sabotage your happiness in your relationship. But yeah, you have to take responsibility for keeping them out of your house is when it's the normal thing to do. And you just have to take it case by case. You obviously don't want to, but yeah, I would just take it case by case. And when you feel in your heart, you feel the moment isn't right for them to come over, you have to let them know, no, please don't come over. Don't come over. I'm telling you, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's be an adult, you know? Right now you're a little girl and you're letting your parents control you still. And if you're an adult and you pay for all your own things or whatever, even if you don't, but you're an adult, you say, hey, leave me alone, mom and dad. I need some space. Move out of LA. You don't need to live here with me.
That's a little much.
Say, please get out of my city. You came here. This is my town.
That's not good advice.
I mean, it's too different. It's basically your advice, just pushed up a little bit. It's a boundary. I'm saying set boundaries.
No, you just sent the parents out of the city.
Send them out. That's a boundary.
You got a lot of growing up to do.
These are boundaries, dude. You just say, get out of my city. This is my town.
That's not a boundary.
It's a big boundary.
You have a lot of growing up to do.
That doesn't have anything to do with growing up.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Probably, realistically, where do I actually see myself? Probably in a similar place to where I am now, but where I'd like to be. I'd like to, you know, be a headliner, have created a TV show. Yeah. That would be like the dream.
What about your personal life?
Personal life, I'd like to be married, not have a kid yet, but in talks with my wife about a kid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd like to be married.
I think you could do that.
Or just have a baby with someone I really like.
I think you should get married. Kids grow up better with two parents.
Yeah, no, I would be with them,
But two married parents.
Yeah,
It's
no.
tradition.
I don't know if I'd have to have it happen traditionally.
It's an American tradition.
Yeah, but I don't know if I would exercise that tradition.
I mean, listen, you don't have to, and
I was a rapper.
you don't want to force it, but if you can meet someone you love, I think you should get married and commit to them for the rest of your life.
Yeah, but if you have a baby first, I think that's okay too. And then you get married later.
It's not as good though.
You don't know that.
It's not as traditional, and I'm a traditional man, and I think
No, you're
you
not.
are too.
No, you're not.
How am I not?
There's a lot of things that aren't traditional about you. You
Like
earlier
what?
I saw you recording on your phone your snake that's eating a frozen mouse. That's not traditional.
Thousands of them. There's a big snake community in America.
But it's not a tradition. It's not traditional.
I mean, not every little thing in my life is a tradition, but I'm overall
Even
a
on-
traditional guy.
Traditionally, a guy your age has like a normal job and has a wife. So there's one tradition you don't do there. Are you
I'm trying to get a
Are you
wife.
a baseball fan?
Yeah.
Where are you
love
from?
baseball.
San Diego?
San Diego Padres, baby.
Okay, name 5 San Diego Padres.
Tony Gwynn, Ken
No, that are
Caminetti.
playing now.
Oh, I don't follow it religiously.
Okay, so there's another tradition you're not down with.
I don't follow every tradition in the world. I'm just a traditional is just a characteristic of me. I'm a traditional guy. I'm old school. I hold the doors for women.
You do?
Yeah, I pay for dinner.
You do?
Yeah. I say, "Hi, how are you? Thank you so much," you know?
I see.
Now you get it. I like ketchup on my burger. Traditions. Right?
I don't think you're traditional.
I just named like 10 traditions I do.
You're not traditional.
I am traditional.
You're not.
I have quirks, sure. I'm a human being.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not
your
like
quirks are really
a cookie
weird.
cutter tradition.
You have a weird children's book you wrote. You had that weird. You used to do weird stuff with like hookers online saying "I love Ari's comedy." That's not traditional. That's weird.
I can't control what other people
you have
do.
snakes and spiders in your house. You run a comedy show out of your living room. That's not traditional. You know what living rooms traditionally are? Living rooms. So
I mean,
mostly
okay.
you're not. The
Yeah,
interior of your
I'm a
car doesn't
unique-
even come with your car. You had it put on in Mexico. That's not traditional.
Yeah, I have unique things about me. Sure, I'm not a
You don't
robot.
have most of the traditions you don't do. And you brought up America. I don't see them at all.
I went to a U.S. Army preparatory high school.
Not traditional.
I own a Ford Mustang.
Do you?
Yes.
Okay, traditional.
I believe in our
Believe in
commander in
God?
chief.
Do you believe in God?
I don't know. I'm agnostic.
Not traditional.
New wave traditional. I like a good old fashioned steak and mashed potatoes.
You like steak and mashed potatoes?
Yeah.
That can be a tradition, sure, in certain parts.
Yeah. I'm a classically traditional guy.
No,
I think women
I
should
bet you've
cook
done
me
something
dinner.
really weird sexually in the last couple weeks.
Like what?
I don't know, just something weird.
No, my sex
Something
life
not
is normal.
traditional. I
No,
bet it's not.
I keep my sex. It's mostly missionary position the whole time.
Really?
Yeah, like occasionally if she'll get on top.
Okay.
All right. Well, thanks for doing the podcast.
I'm sorry.
For what?
I'm sorry. I can come back and do this again.
Do you always apologize? Do you
At
not
the
like
end
it?
of
Do
a
you want to
podcast?
come back and do it again, or do you think this was good?
You watch it, and if it's terrible.
It's not terrible. It's just you're uncooperative.
Well, I didn't know what it was.
You're combative.
You caught me off guard.
You're a combative guy. You have your guard up.
Yeah, well,
It's like you don't need to have your guard up with me. We're friends. We've done road trips together.
I know, but all these people are watching.
You know how many people watch this? Not a
many?
lot.
Really?
No one's watching this right now. I mean, someone is, but not a lot of people.
At least I'm like organic and real, right? Like no one feels like I'm being fake.
It's like you're not fake, but it's really real. Would be confessing your deepest, darkest issues. That's real. You have your guard up, so it's still you're real, but you have your guard up.
Of course, I have my guard up.
Not me. No guard here.
That's not true. You have
Guard
a guard
off.
up.
No guard.
No guard?
Zero guard here. I'll tell you anything you want to know.
Really?
Anything.
What's something if you said about your... Because usually a thing people have that they keep close is their family. So if you really would say anything, you would say... But I don't want to coerce you. I don't want you to say something that might hurt you.
There's nothing that I could say that hurt me. I'm an open book. I'm a wide open book.
You are?
Yeah.
What's the most traumatic thing that happened to you in your childhood? See, I don't even want to know.
You don't want to know?
No.
I don't know.
It'll make me sad. I don't want to know.
No, nothing. My childhood wasn't that horrendous.
But
I
even
got
still.
I got sent to military school. That was pretty traumatic. One time I sent this girl in class an email from my friend's email saying that I wanted to have sex with her and stuff, and that was really embarrassing. Like my dad caught me sending this disgusting, heinous email to this girl at like a young age where I should not have been doing that.
Did you get in trouble?
Yeah, I got suspended from class for a day because it was like somehow the school got involved. I don't really know how. And then I had to go to do volunteer service. My parents made me volunteer on the day I got suspended.
I think I'd rather do positive stuff.
Positive as opposed to what?
Just unpacking like problems and stuff.
Oh, you'd rather talk about
Like
the
when I
good?
go into therapy, like I'm generally just saying stuff and I'm not leaning into the dark stuff.
Got it. It doesn't need to be dark. It's just like issues.
You see, that to me is negative.
I guess that is negative.
Yeah. Like
But
when
what-
I go to therapy, it's all I'm mostly talking about positive stuff, and like I'll talk about things that like frustrated me or difficulties that happened, but like in no way. In fact, like, have you really never been to therapy?
No.
It's pretty obvious because when I first started going to therapy, I had your mind state with it, where I was like, I'm going to go here. You think there's some sort of utility purpose in it where I go here with my problems and then the therapist fixes it, but that's not what therapy is.
But then what are you paying for?
You're paying to have someone who's a professional who studied psychology and human behavior and blah, 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 to listen to you talk once a week about your life and everything going on. And then they pretty much just build they build a knowledge of you and your patterns, and they're able to tell you about it because they've been listening to you, and they go, you don't even remember? You were saying the opposite 3 months ago, and you go, holy fuck, you're right. What does that mean? Oh, I don't know. Maybe I'm doing it. And you just, you start to have someone help you analyze yourself instead of just doing it by yourself in your own head or bothering your friends or whatever.
Interesting. Seems like a waste of money.
I mean, it's not. It's actually not. I mean, it can be if like
Yeah.
you have zero problems and you don't want to go,
Everyone's got problems.
like you said. So
Yeah.
I think you should go to therapy because I think maybe that's where I had a problem is that I think you're bad at this because you've never done it. You don't
I'm an unlicensed therapist.
Yeah, but you're really you should at least study a little bit.
Yeah, but
that's
I
not what
kind of
they're-
want to be like a non-traditional. Like if I go to therapy, then I'm going to be using their techniques, and it's like I kind of want it to be different. I mean, you could call it bad because you're an asshole, but it's just different. I've helped a lot of people.
Really?
Maybe
Now I feel bad. What made me an
I
asshole?
could have.
I'm
Well,
just negative.
You're saying I'm bringing up negativity. You're being negative.
I'm telling you why I think you were. This is all negative. Yeah. Because you started with start saying negative stuff. Everything up to that was chill, I think.
I've never said a negative thing about you in my whole life.
I never said that. What? How did the conversation turn there?
I think you're a great guy.
I think you're a great guy.
I think your guard is up.
Of course my guard is up.
Why?
Because you have to keep your guard up.
I'd say let people hurt you, you know?
Yeah, but I like to honor my own discretion in what I say and don't say.
Got it. So you're just like a mysterious guy. How will people get to know the real you?
It's not even that. Sometimes I'm just slow and I just like to think about stuff. So if I feel like should I say this or not say this? I go, I just won't say it and I'll think about whether or not I'm comfortable saying
I need
this
to do
or not.
that more.
Yeah.
Sometimes
You're not really you if you're just doing whatever and saying everything and blah, 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 blah. But if you,
I think I do reveal a little too much. Like, I don't want everyone out there on the internet to know my past relationships and my sexual deviances, but they do. It's too late.
I think it's a defense mechanism.
Defense of what?
People like you who tell everyone everything about themselves, it's like, well, now you know this about me, so you can't use it against me because I'm open about it. And I'm also like kind of brave and a badass for being so open about
That's
all my
part of
garbage.
it.
That's
But
what
all-
I notice in people. That's what like
I
AA
think-
people are
I
like.
think that's part of it, but then another part of it is like, why should I hide that stuff too? Why are people so like secretive about the certain things in their life?
I think it's for each individual to decide where it's just like, hey, you know what? Let's say someone just had like a trauma and they don't want everyone they work with to know. It's like, you can respect that.
Yeah,
And
but
then maybe as they get more comfortable, they feel comfortable telling this one person there. Because no one should feel bad about not wanting to tell someone stuff.
not
If you
feel bad, but I just think
It's not like you're
there's-
not brave.
There's norms and societal norms, and people are embarrassed to say certain things, and certain things that everyone watches porn, but not everyone wants to admit that. For example, that's one thing.
Right.
For example,
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. Like, I do stand up. I'm open about what I say. I say a lot of risky things. But if there's things that I don't want to have that feeling of being like, oh, well, I should be able to say this, so I will. Or like, it makes me stronger that I can be honest about this stuff. And like, now everyone knows. It's like, it's real loaded with a lot of stuff. I'd rather take the gentler approach and be like, I don't know if I'm comfortable saying that out loud. Like, I could, because I've said a lot of dumb stuff out loud that I've often felt like made me look like I said too much for no reason, or maybe I said for the wrong reasons, the things we discussed earlier. And I'd rather just let myself have that moment of being like, I don't know if I want to say that out loud. I guess I can just think about it, and for now I won't. It doesn't mean
You're right.
anything.
you're right.
What do you get out of it, really? What does someone else get out of it?
I concede.
You do?
You're right. You're right.
Are you
You're
just
older
playing
and
into me?
wiser. No. I think that makes a lot of sense.
I'm just like a negative, grumpy asshole, and you're just like, I just have to agree with this asshole.
No, I agree with you. You're making good arguments.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna start being more kind of mysterious of a person.
I don't think it's mysterious. It's just like, think about what you're saying.
Yeah, no, I think I'm gonna be more private. Maybe mysterious is the wrong word. I think I'm gonna be, not everyone needs to know that I did this.
Yeah. You're you now.
They'll if they find out, it's because it's important that they need to know.
Or it's just
not,
the
it's my
natural,
business.
the way it unfolded naturally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If not, it's my business.
Yeah.
This episode has been brought to you by Bears Don't Like Candy. Do you know the story
Everyone
behind
makes
this
fun
book?
of your book, right? It's not just me.
People make fun of my book?
No, I'm saying like when people come on your show, they all make fun of your book, right?
You made fun of my book?
Yeah, I think it's creepy. And
What?
yeah, it's creepy and weird.
So no one should be able to write children's books now? It's creepy and
But
weird to write.
answer the question. Everyone makes fun of you.
No
right?
one's made fun of me that I know of.
Everyone plays nice and acts like they like that you wrote a book.
What's not to like?
Okay, sell your book, dude.
Where is this coming from?
It's weird.
It's weird to.
You have no kids. You have no like child psychology background.
I
or-
like kids, and I used to read books when I was a kid, and I enjoyed them then. And I
you
thought of
shouldn't
this
be
idea.
You shouldn't be writing children's books.
Who are you to say that?
It's not
It's
for
a-
you. Write books for other people.
I'm not.
Why do your thoughts and ideas belong in a child's brain? It doesn't make sense.
I mean, not all my thoughts and ideas.
None
Not
of
everything I do is for children. Just this.
None of your ideas and thoughts should be in a child's brain.
You're gonna regret saying that when I tell you the story behind this book. Did I tell you the story behind this book?
Proceeds go to blah blah.
What? No,
for
there's no
charity?
proceeds go to me.
Okay.
It's a for-profit book.
Okay.
How I came up with this book, I was visiting some old family friends in British Columbia, and they were the nicest family in the world.
I bet.
They were so sweet. They're just really good people.
Mhm.
They're Christians, and they're good Christians,
Mhm.
and they believe that being a good person will send you to heaven. So they were good people.
Oh, I like those Christians.
Yeah, they were some of the nicest people.
Yeah.
And while I'm staying there in their second bedroom, they're treating me like I'm part of their family, even though I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
One day, their kid goes out into the forest with a bag of candy,
Mm-hmm.
and he was mauled to death by a grizzly bear.
No.
Yeah. And I thought to myself, if I could save one kid's life with this book, just one kid's life, it'll all be worth it.
You're lying.
Why do you say that?
You're an elaborate liar.
What?
It's a lie.
What do you mean it's a lie?
And I think all those phone calls, people asking for advice, I think those are fake also.
What are they then?
You got someone to do it. You're resourceful. I don't know.
Who did I
This
get
is, all
to do it?
this is all a sham.
What do you mean? Is it a robot calling?
I don't know. I'm not a detective. But I see through you.
You don't have any theories?
No, I'm not a detective. I don't need theories. But something smells funny in here.
It's because I was smiling while I was telling you the story.
I don't believe.
That's why.
I now don't know what to believe.
So you're saying, what are you saying? What? Say it. Say what you feel.
You have a lot of growing up to do, Ari. You have a lot of growing up to do. And
So you're still against this book even after hearing that story.
I don't believe the story.
You think I made up a story about little Billy getting mauled to death by a grizzly bear in British Columbia?
I do.
Well, you're right. Thanks for listening to
And the phone calls were fake
Unlicensed
too.
the phone calls were real people.
Okay, if this podcast wasn't good, I'll come back.
I don't know if it's good. I don't know how to tell those kind of things.
Should this be part 1? Should we do a part 2?
Sure. We'll do a part 2.
Am I a good
Comment below if you want Benji to come back.
Who watches? Have cooler comedians been here? Yeah.
Who's like more successful?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people still don't listen? Who's been your
Some
show?
people listen. It's not a insanely popular podcast. I get a few thousand people listening.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Comment below if you want Benji to come back. Thanks for listening.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And I'm sorry too. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Bye.
Sorry.
Sorry.